Welcome, moms. We are in the Resurfacing book, and we are going to go through our session 3, which is the breakthrough phase. As we talk about our landslide, we talk about the 3 different phases, and these phases are, you're allowed to go in and out of them. They're not supposed to be in any order. And the key scripture that we have in session 3 is Isaiah 43:19, which is, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it?" So the landslide comes down, we're frozen, we're trapped underneath it, and then we break through. We just literally break through. We take this gasp of air. And I'm going to introduce my beautiful friend here in just a moment. And in the breakthrough phase, it basically says, yes, our face breaks through the frozen snow. We gasp, taking in that first breath of air. We see and feel the warmth of family and friends telling us, we're here for you. Exhaustion and reality also surface. So we think about the Edelweiss too, the Edelweiss flower up in the mountains, and the Edelweiss is very symbolic in grieving moms, as it was this delicate flower that is grown up in the Alps over in Europe, and it breaks through, and these are the Edelweiss flower. They're very delicate, and yet they're strong enough to break through that frozen ice to be able to come out and seek the sun all over again. And so my beautiful friend Grace, call her Amazing Grace, said that I want to talk about breaking through because that spoke to her. God put it on her heart. So welcome, my friend Grace from Southern California. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Jackie.
And so the first thing I want to just ask you, of course, is the one that the moms will relate to, and that is the day that you lost your sweet Fred. When was that?
September 21st, 2013. He passed away alone in his apartment of a heart attack at 47.
Wow. Wow. And he was on a beautiful island.
He was on the beautiful island of St. Thomas. He had lived there for 25 years.
Wow.
So,
Oh, yeah, beautiful, beautiful place. And unfortunately, you weren't over there at that time. And
no.
Yeah.
No.
But Fred would be so very proud of you right now for doing what you're doing right now.
I think so. I really do. We had a good relationship. He knew I loved him. He knew that I loved him unconditionally. And that is what I hold on to. Our very last conversation that we had a week before he passed away, as we hung up, I told him that I loved him, and he says, "I love you too, Mom." And so those are the last words that he spoke to me. And
beautiful.
They are tucked in my heart, and I treasure them.
That's such a beautiful,
every day.
Beautiful gift from God to be able to have you hear back that your son loved you. So Grace, when did you get involved in grieving moms?
I was actually 4 years into my grief and thinking that I was doing okay because I would wake up every morning and do my activities and think that, wow, I'm really doing great. I'm, going out for a walk every day. But there really was something missing until actually it was my husband that came home with a card about grieving moms from Saddleback Church. And I knew instantly that that's what I was looking for. And so I called the very next day and attended that very next week. And I realized...
With Rebecca and Paige, right?
No, it was actually
with Carrie.
It was with
Yes.
Carrie Fisher. Carrie Page.
Yes.
And I realized immediately how alone I had been and how I needed to talk about Fred. And it wasn't until I got to chapter 3 that it all solidified and came together for me.
You had said that, yes, you kept busy with a lot of activities, thinking that you were actually okay and not really having anyone to talk to, and no one really more or less inquired and asked how you were doing. And then at some point you just realized that I'm not okay, that maybe there was some of that denial that you were hanging on to.
Right. And it was through going through Grief Share that I realized all the people that were so significant in my life, like family, close friends, my small group. No one ever asked, "How are you doing, Grace? Is there anything you'd like to talk about?" And it just, it took a while for me to realize as I worked through resurfacing that they don't know what they don't know and they don't know how to
Right.
ask.
Right.
And so I had to learn to make peace with that and just accept the people that I loved in my life because they didn't know.
Yeah.
And
Well,
they
they're
s-
afraid. They're a lot of times they're just afraid of us.
I think so.
We're a little bit almost like we're contagious. We are. They don't know what to say, so they avoid us at all costs. And God in His glory just knows the people that we need to have. And in Grieving Moms Community, we call it our search and rescue team. And He assembles that, and they're usually going to be people that may surprise you. They're not the ones that you thought it's going to be my best friend. It's not going to be maybe even my spouse in that moment. He knows the ones that perhaps have had their own landslide of sorts that have experienced, and they are qualified then to come in and to be able to help us. And so it sounds like a little bit maybe you might have been isolated for those first 4 years, thinking you were okay.
I was, because I live in California and all my family is on the East Coast, so it wasn't so easy to just, get in the car and go visit them. But I remember distinctly when my younger sister called after she got the news and to tell me that she was sorry. And then she said, "Well, you are really strong. You've always been strong, so you'll bounce back." And I thought, I don't want to be strong.
Yeah.
I don't, my son just died. I don't want to be strong.
Yeah.
And
You shouldn't have to be strong.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I wished that my mom was here so that I could just lay my head on her lap because she buried 2 sons and I knew that she would understand.
Right.
I wished that my mother-in-law was here because she also buried 2 sons. And I was very close to my mother-in-law and I knew that she would help me through it. But both of these amazing women,
They left a legacy for you of how they handled it. Apparently you caught that.
yes,
Yeah.
they did.
And we always will tease because being of Italian descent, we sometimes come across as being very strong and just we've got it all together, and I guess it's part of the heritage. I don't know, but in this time, yeah, people are going to be like, "What? What are you talking about? Why wouldn't you have this together?" But we've experienced the day that every parent is haunted by forever, and then when it does happen, and it need not to ever happen, it's not okay for us to have to bury our children first, and then it happens, and they're like, "Oh, mom's got it," and at that point, that's when you have to say, "I need," and I bet you for an Italian woman, saying those 2 words is like going to the dentist and having all your teeth pulled.
This is it. For me to ask for help is really hard, but I have no problems helping if someone asks me. And I don't know whether that's typical of us women or if it's just me.
Well, it's probably a little bit of both, but instead, like Grace bought biscotti and Italian cookies, and that was like her gift of just showing love. That's how we demonstrate love. Grace, you said that your scripture, one of your favorite scriptures, is in Psalm 56:8, which is, "Record my lament, list my tears on your scroll. Are they not in your record?" What does that scripture say to you?
It tells me that God gave me tears, and if I didn't shed any tears for my friend, what would that say? So when I feel them come, I openly let them come, and I visualize God having this special bottle to collect my tears
I bet
so
there's
that he
many.
can record them in his book. And as a matter of fact, I found some tear bottles online and I ordered them. And I put that scripture on a little tag that I made and I gave them to each of the moms in my
Wow.
group
Wow.
so that they could have a bottle to collect their tears in.
That is wonderful. What a beautiful heart you have. And so now Grace is also leading a group of grieving moms. And that has that really helped you with your
Oh
healing?
my goodness, yes. And ironically, all of the moms that are in the Wednesday morning group, we all lost a son. So that's an extra bond that we have between us. And yes, it has helped me because we just we all understand each other.
You just look at one another and words don't even have to be spoken. We just get it. Well, Grace, I am so incredibly thankful for your courage to be able to be here to do this. First of all, this is not easy to be in front of a camera, but your heart, like all the moms, says, "What can I do? What can I do about this, God?" And to help other moms. And so I hope what Grace has had to say today has helped you. And so thank you for your courage and leading, and just for you. I love you.
Thank you. I love you too. I love grieving moms.